What's up guys, Jake here. Today I'm doing a review of No Escape, which is the new thriller starring Owen Wilson, Lake Bell, and Pierce Brosnan. So in this movie you have Owen Wilson moving to a foreign country over in Asia with his family, his wife, and his 2 daughters. He's doing this because he lost his job and he's getting a new job with a company that supplies clean water for foreign people, and he gets caught in the middle of a civil war. Now this movie is pretty fucking intense. Throughout the entire movie there was some heart-pounding, very intense, very dramatic moments where you were on the edge of your seat. Literally, not figuratively. I was literally on the edge of my seat at some moments in this thing. I just couldn't sit back and watch. I had to pull forward. My eyes were glued to the screen. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought it was going to go one way, but it went a completely different way. And just the stuff was crazy in this movie. This movie is also very violent. It uses that rated R thing to its max. It is very violent. People are getting macheted, shot in the face, and that's not hiding it. It's showing all the blood, gore, and violence that it needs to. And it made it feel like a very realistic depiction of what would happen in a situation like this if it were to really happen in real life. So if you're a movie buff like me and you watch a lot of movies, you will know that Owen Wilson typically does comedic movies. The last big dramatic role that he did was Behind Enemy Lines, which came out a while ago. I think it was like 2001 when that movie came out. But now he's taking on a dramatic role, and this movie just proves that sometimes comedic actors provide such stellar dramatic performances. Honestly, this is probably my favorite performance by Owen Wilson. He was phenomenal in this role. He really honed in on it and really got sucked into the character, and you could really tell he was passionate about this character. Lake Bell is also really awesome in this movie. You can really tell that she's really trying hard to be a very good performance in this movie, and she does her job. I don't think she's as good as Owen Wilson, but she does a really good job in her own right, and I was really impressed by her as well. The kids were also in this movie, and they usually annoy me because I hate kids in movies. They just always suck. But in this movie, I was really surprised. Not that the kids were that great of actors, not to the extent of what I thought Southpaw, because I thought the daughter in that movie was phenomenal, but the kids in this movie, I thought they were pretty good for what they were. They weren't amazing, they weren't bad, they were somewhere in between. They didn't annoy me at all, but there were some scenes where I think they were meant to annoy the audience because they were causing a lot of problems for Owen Wilson. I mean, he's trying to get his family to safety, and these kids are just causing problems left and right, but that was an interesting conflict to see play out through in the entire movie. I understand why Pierce Brosnan's in this movie, and I thought he was good in the role, but I wish his character was written out for certain reasons. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but if you've seen the movie like this before, he's kind of that character that knows everything, knows how to kill people, is pretty skilled with a gun, and kind of helps the family get out of a tough situation. But if his character was cut out of it, it would have provided a lot more dramatic tension throughout the movie. It would have made it a lot more difficult for them to escape some situations, and it just would have made for a better viewing experience. Now, if this movie has a downfall, it's its editing and its shot selection and also the camera work. All 3 of those things were pretty sloppy and unprofessional in this movie. There was a lot of shaky cam, and if you don't know what shaky cam is, basically it's when a director or a cameraman just kind of shakes the camera a lot when filming an action scene to kind of show the sense of urgency in that scene. If you've seen the Bourne trilogy, it's used a lot in that, but it's used a lot more effectively in that, and it's shot a lot better in that. Paul Greengrass, who is the director of those films, really understands how to shoot shaky cam. The director of this one, not so much. You couldn't really understand what was going on in the scenes, and it just left viewers confused and not really understanding what was going on. Also, there was a lot of slow-mo in this movie, which some scenes it made a lot of sense to use slow-mo, added a lot to the movie, but some scenes it could have been cut out, and it just would have been a better film overall if the slow-mo and shaky cam was really kind of limited and just used for certain scenes, but not all of them. Now that's all I'm going to say about this movie. I really don't understand why it's getting so much flack by reviewers and critic website. It's at a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's bullshit. It deserves a way higher score than that. Keep it at a 60%, what it originally was, because that is a pretty good score for this movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie. Some of the most intense, heart-pounding scenes I've seen all year long. If you like intense thrillers, this is the movie for you. If you like Owen Wilson and want to see him do something a little different than what he's done previously, then this movie is also for you. So that's all I'm going to say today. If you want to hear more from me, you should definitely hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like this video, check out some of my other ones, and I am out.